G'day guys, Seeney here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Tattooed Chef earnings. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. Now, you might notice it's a little bit of a different set today. I'm actually outside, and that's because I've actually had to sell the house because Tattooed Chef stock has actually gone down so much. No! It's been absolutely crazy. If anyone's seen the stock price today, you know, it's down like 15%, which is a huge move. It's a lot of volume. It's just not small money that's moved out of this stock. But the real reason is why. Why has this stock dropped so much after earnings? So I think it's important that we go through earnings and we have a look at some of these numbers. So obviously the biggest reason that Tattooed Chef has gone down this last week even is because of the revenue miss. Now, analysts were expecting a number of about $54 million this quarter that Tattooed Chef made. Now, when they reported earnings, the revenue actually came in at around $50.7 million. So it was actually lower than expected. So this was year-over-year growth of 45%. Analysts, the two analysts that cover this stock, were expecting a little bit higher, you know. So they were expecting it to be about 3.3 million higher. So obviously, because this company is in a growth phase in its life cycle, this number is incredibly important. So, you know, we need to call that what it is. It is a miss. But after listening to the conference call, there's so many positives that came out of this earnings, and it makes me confident that this company is still on track and they're still doing the right thing. If you just take one metric, you just don't get the full picture. So let's delve into what those metrics are. So one of the most important metrics that we need to talk about is the branded revenue. Now, branded revenue, which is their brand name products, the Tattooed Chef products that you would see in the stores, the revenue is actually up 62% for these products. You know, obviously they have a private label business, which they have under the Tattooed Chef brand as well, which they're sort of moving away from, and they're moving more into the branded product space. This revenue is up 62%, which is fantastic. You know, it's starting to become a really large part of the business. And if this revenue continues to increase at that higher rate, then obviously that's going to be fantastic for the company. So, you know, that's a great positive for sure. They've also updated their outlook to be in another 2,000 grocery stores on top of the 10,000 that they'd already guided to do. So this is obviously something great that's happening. There's going to be a lot more points of distribution by the end of the year. And if there's one thing that this company has been fantastic at, it's getting into those grocery stores, getting those points of distribution. You know, they're going to have so many by the end of the year. So this was definitely a positive to come out of the earnings. Now, something else that they announced was they finalized the deal with Publix, which is the third or fourth largest grocery store chain in America. So, you know, they're going to be in a lot of those stores, which is fantastic. They just announced that. Target has said that they had the most successful frozen food launch in the history of the company, which is fantastic. You know, there's so many positives that have come out of this earnings, but because they missed that one number, it sent the stock down 15%. And you know, it's not just small money either. It's not just retail money. You know, the volume, I believe, was up significantly higher. You know, we're looking at a volume of around 8 million shares traded when normally it's roughly just over 1 million. So significantly higher volume. It's not just retail money. This is definitely big money moving out of this stock in this case. So the gross margin has also increased, which is fantastic. That was expected, and they're guiding that that's going to continue to increase more. And something else to note is that there's more SKU acceptance, and what that means is there's more product acceptance per store. So they're increasing that number as well. The stores that they are in are increasing the number of Tattooed Chef products that they are taking, which is also fantastic. It's great stuff for the company. So they also have $140 million of cash on hand that they can use to make acquisitions, which they have already done in some cases, including Carsten Foods and also the Foods of New Mexico, which is going to bring a lot of money in on the bottom line starting in the following year. The Tattooed Chef has recently announced that they're also going into snacks, and this Foods of New Mexico purchase, the acquisition they made, is actually going to contribute about $200 million in revenue, which is going to be a fantastic number once that's fully up and running, so something to look forward to. This company made some great acquisitions recently. So I listened to the conference call, And I think that's really important if you're investing in a stock. You need to make sure that you're listening to the conference call, get an insight into the business. So it's not just the numbers at face value, you get a bit of insight into what the company is doing. So Sam Galletti, the CEO, said that revenue wasn't quite where it should have been this quarter due to timing. Basically, that's all it was. And he said that Q3 is just going to rip. Obviously I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but that's pretty much what he said. And I tend to agree with him because from what I've seen is that there has been a real supply issue, I believe, with Tattooed Chef, like products getting into stores. There's been a bit of a drama there, just trying to get them in because there's been such high demand. So I think this is going to be rectified over the coming quarter. And of course, inflation has been something else that's been eating those margins away just a little bit. But I personally believe that inflation in the US is going to be temporary. But that's a whole nother can of worms that we could talk about. That's going to be a very interesting discussion. We'll just have to see how that plays out. So in terms of guidance, it's basically the same as what they've been saying. They're anticipating that their revenue is going to be $235 million to $242 million for the year, which is a fantastic number. Gross margins in the range of 16 to 22%. Obviously, that's not that important at the moment. Margins will increase and they will get better. The most important thing, I believe, at the moment is the revenue number, and just a slight miss. It's just one of those things, like how many great companies have missed earnings? So many companies. So I'm actually really excited. The stock's gone down heaps. I've actually bought way more. I bought another $5,000 worth of Tattooed Chef shares and laddered those buys as it dropped during the day at $18.20. 18, 17.5, and I'm going to continue to buy as it goes lower. But of course, when it comes to you, if you're thinking about buying this stock, you need to do your own research, do your own due diligence, and don't listen to people on the internet like myself. So does this change my outlook on Tattooed Chef? Absolutely not. I think the numbers were okay. Obviously the revenue was a miss, but I still think the numbers were fine. They're continuing to expand, which is the most important thing. Those points of distribution, they're spending more money on marketing to get brand awareness. In fact, their brand awareness has actually doubled, according to what they said on the conference call in the last year or so. So if we continue to see that, it's going to be a great result for Tattooed Chef. So I'm personally really excited about this stock. I've built this position into quite a large one. I'll be continuing to add. I have about 3,000 shares right now. Happy to keep buying up to about 4,000 shares if the price is right. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you're invested in Tattooed Chef. It's a very interesting time for that brand, and it's a volatile stock. It goes up a lot, it goes down a lot, but I have strong conviction for that stock. If you feel the same way, then this could be a good opportunity, but of course do your own research in that regard. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Seeney. This is the Australian Wealth Channel, and we'll see you later.